Leet, Leet.
Okay, and your badge number?
6841.
I just don't know what to do because I don't know if the police department, they've been out of control for a long time, and I don't know if they'll up and kill me if you guys will cover for it because you've covered for everything else.
Why do you think the police department's trying to kill you, ma'am?
Well, because they let someone send me death threats and then told Mid-Coast to leave me in it, and then I'm getting death threats, multiple different death threats saying that I'm going to kill you, you're dead. And and then the police department has, when I talked to other jurisdictions, they had their hand on their gun. They assaulted and arrested me for attending a domestic violence support group. I thought one police was going to murder me. He threw me down on the ground, started twisting my arm. And because he enlisted, I can't, multiple different police departments are scamming that they have their radio going and I can't properly communicate with them.
I got you. Well, if you suspect the Victoria Police Department of wanting to kill you, I'm a member of the Victoria Police Department, so you would
my concern is that you guys will cover for it because you've covered for all other kind of crimes. That you can let police target me and you cover for crimes they repeatedly commit. So what if someone just pays them to go ahead and take me out and you cover for that? That's not right for me or my family for them to know that I've got murdered for the police and armies full of people condone it and cover for it.
Yes, ma'am. I understand what you're saying. So if you're suspecting that I, as a supervisor, will cover up for my officers if they killed you, I would recommend that you contact.
I don't know how to report to you that your officers are committing crimes because everything that they do, you cover for. If you won't let me report crimes your officer commits and you prearrange to cover for crimes before you call me, there's no way I can combat that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prevent you guys from taking a paycheck, getting paid to murder me, and because you cover for everything else. Every kind you pathologically lie, any kind of avenue to cover for crimes like you've been doing a decade plus. So I know that you had your mind made up before you made this call that you had to enforce that nothing would ever be done about your officers committing crimes. Are you aware that it's a crime for you not to report that your misconduct, a felony crime that your officers repeatedly commit? Do you know that right now on this call you're committing a crime right now?
Okay. That's why you need to contact the Rangers, ma'am, so they can investigate it on your behalf. If you suspect us of committing crimes or going to commit crimes.
Okay, so you won't do nothing about the officers and how they reported for me being covered for me getting death threats, my devices being hacked, my friends' devices being hacked, someone enlisting churches to be accomplices with abuse and keep me from services, Mid-Coast enlisting Mid-Coast to keep me from services, my devices being hacked, me being stalked, harassment, and all kind of other crimes, and identity theft and things of that sort. And I've lost the count of the reports. So you're condoning your officers treat me like that and leaving me trapped in it?
Ma'am, you're clearly stating that I will cover that up. So
I don't get what are you doing? So now I don't want for officers to waste my time and play mind games year after year. I want you guys to get the conspiracy to violate rights, the interference with child custody crimes to keep me away from my kids, harassment, all kind of other crimes. What is it? RICO charges, charges for obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, all kind of other crimes. So if you're depriving me of my right to report crimes, I'm not safe to live here.
Are you going to let me speak?
I don't know. I just want law enforcement, and by you depriving me of that is a crime. I know that it was prearranged for me not to get it, but how can I live in a culture that's depriving me of law enforcement for profit and nothing's ever done about it?
Gotcha. So, again, if you're suspecting that I'm not going to do it correctly...
What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Let's not go on. Let's have definitives. What are you going to do with me reporting that your officers, Little and Hope, committed crimes today? And all the other officers how can we rectify the situation that armies full of officers wanted to be accomplices to criminal activity and enlist civilians to do the same? They're going around and forcing crimes on civilians.
You're going to have to contact the Texas Rangers to have them investigate our department.
But I've been contacting law enforcement for years, and you guys never get charges for depriving me of it. Taking bribes from this powerful man and letting him terrorize me for profit.
I gotcha. Well, whoever you contacted to investigate, that's who you need to contact.
I'm
Find out
contacting
why.
you. I'm contacting you to get
Well, the
investigation.
Victoria Police Department cannot investigate the Victoria Police Department. That's not how that works. You would have to contact an
Well,
outside agency.
okay. Just let me do a report on the guy, worker Josh today that lied on me from Target. He violated my rights. He scammed
Well,
to keep
you
from
just
me from making a
just
purchase.
legally.
I'm just doing the report. I'm just doing the
Okay,
report.
listen.
I'm not.
Listen.
We're not talking about the officers now. We're talking about Josh at Target that slandered me, and I got harassed in the store. I'd like to report that today with you right now.
Okay. Well, you clearly stated that.
No, don't try to scam to keep me from doing the report that we've already addressed that's criminal. I want to make a report. I have a constitutional right to be able to report crimes. I like a repeat police report of Josh from Target scamming to keep me from making a purchase, and then I was harassed in the store. I'd like you to take that report.
Okay. So then you have to contact our dispatch, and they can dispatch an officer to come get a statement from you on body cam. Reference what you're wanting to report. So you'd have to call our.
I'm not safe with law enforcement. You guys have to set up a false arrest. So if I'm stupid enough to let you come out, you'll scam to take my freedom like you've been doing. So all this other times, 10 other times, I'm not really being heard because you're trying to interrupt it to tamper with evidence. 10 other times, the police department was able to call and give me a report number. Why are you scamming to keep me from one?
Okay, no one's scamming you.
Well, you are scamming me, sir. That's a blatant lie. You are. Be honest.
Okay.
That you took an oath to be honest and not tamper with evidence. That's a felony.
Okay, well then you need to contact the Rangers and file a complaint with them or an incident with them.
So you're denying me the right to do a police report?
I just told you need to contact our dispatchers and they can put in a call for someone to come to your residence to get.
I want to do it over the phone like I've been doing. Why do you guys always cover for people terrorizing me? I think you're setting it up. I think you're setting it up. I don't need to be intimidated and bullied because you refuse to abide by the law. You need your criminal charges. Trying to convince other parties and yourself that you're not racking up felonies won't do the trick if someone were to ever investigate you. You can terrorize all you want, but if someone were to hold you accountable, you'll see the handcuffs you love putting on people.
Gotcha. Well, you need to contact the Rangers then so they can do the investigation then.
So you're denying me a report of how Josh lied on me? That you don't want it to be known that you set Josh up to lie? So therefore, you got to cover for him?
We'll send an officer to your house.
I'm not asking for an officer to get sent to my house because you'll just set me up for my abuser. He told me that you were going to terrorize me this week, and each time it's right. And the emails that I get are right since you're on his payroll.
To answer your question, ma'am, you need to contact the Rangers, okay? If you don't want to contact the Rangers,
so are you saying that you're depriving me of a report for Josh for profit?
I've already answered your question, ma'am.
I don't want an officer to be sent out. I have options. Why are you robbing me of those options?
I've told you what has to happen.
Why does it have to happen? It hasn't happened 10 other times. Why are you covering for Josh? Why do you guys cover for me being terrorized?
I don't know Josh, ma'am. So,
you won't take the report. Apparently you do know him.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I would just like to do a report and report Josh and to figure out why all these strange people you repeatedly cover for. Because I suspect the police department is making civilians take the fall for their crimes. Therefore, covering for them. That's entrapment.
He's not to do it. I can't help you, ma'am. So you have to contact our dispatchers, put in a call for an officer to come speak with you.
Why does the officer set me up? And I've made 10 other reports and got report numbers. Why does the officer need to come out now that my abuser's mad?
Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with, ma'am?
That's entrapment.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Well, it seems like there's nothing else I can do for you tonight, okay?
All right, something the feds can do for you? That should have happened a long time ago.
Okay, ma'am. All right. Well, I'm sorry I can't assist you.
I hope the feds can assist you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good night.
Police department?
Yes, I have a right to report abuse and people can scheme in to keep me from services? Because whoever, I think his name, he said he was a sergeant, he schemed to keep me from making a report, and they have been typically taking reports over the phone. But the police have covered for crimes that are committed to me for years and have deprived, all jurisdictions have deprived me of law enforcement. I suspect that the police department has enlisted people to commit crimes, and I'm trying to prove it.
Do you know who the sergeant is that you spoke with?
I have it recorded, but I can't think of his name.
Okay, and he just contacted you today, or you spoke to him earlier?
He just contacted me a few minutes ago. All I want to do is a report, and I don't want the police repeatedly covering for me being violated. It's criminal, and yet they never see accountability for it. I think they're
I'll just
enlisting
call back
people.
in. What is your name?
It's Kiana Clark.
All right, and what's a good phone number for you?
That would be fruitless. Why would you have someone that is just committed a crime and won't do a report?
Okay, we'll have another. If he can't contact you, I'll have
All I
another
want to do is a
supervisor.
report. I don't know why you guys keep covering for crimes that are committed to me and haven't had accountability for it.
I will put in that you need to make another report. And
I wasn't able to make a report, period. It's not another one. He wouldn't let me make a report, which is a felony.
Okay. Have you tried to make a report online?
My device is hacked. You won't investigate that either. I can't do anything online. It surfaces. They never see it. It disappears after I do the report.
We have online reporting. I can give you the website.
I'm not really heard. My device is hacked. I can't properly use it. I've made countless reports online that no one has ever seen. They can't ever find them. So I spent hours and hours doing reports that I have never got a call back, all of multiple different jurisdictions, avenues of law enforcement. No one has ever contacted me back, and I've done it for hours and hours on end to never get a response. And then when I try to go in person to see where all my reports are, my arrest is threatened, or I'm mistreated and violated and intimidated for trying to get information. So that's not working.
Let me have one of the sergeants call you if he's not available.
I just want to do a report. They claim that sergeants can't do reports. It has to be done with dispatch, but there's so many pathological lies. I don't know what's going on.
Dispatch doesn't do the report.
I guess that if you're enticing someone to commit crimes, you have to cover for them dear life, because all they'll say is that police told me to rack up that charge. The police told me to do that. They used to actually tell me the police department told them to do it. Now the police department is enticing people to take the fall for their crimes and not tell off that the police department's telling them to do it. They used to say the police department told me to do it.
Mark, this is dispatch. I'll have an officer.
People interrupting me all the time, telling off what the police department did. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. So I was forced to live in a tent, blacklisted from all shelter, put out of my the hospital, sick with COVID, could not get any help on the planet, highly, highly depressed. It's raining, storming, and I'm forced to be in this tent. And then I come back to my tent trying to survive during the day, and I wait till it's really late at night to be in that cold, miserable tent. So I came back, and the tent was flooded, and the cover was wet. And there was no way I can live with that December 31st. So I tried to go to Motel 6, and this is what they told me. I'm here, muddy. And I'm on the do not rent list, and I have an emergency going tonight, which is why I came here. Huh? The cops came out when? December 29th. 2 days ago. They told you to put me on the do not... what did the cops come out for? I mean, I have strange things going on in my life, and it's an emergency. My tent got flooded, and I walked all the way here, and how in the world am I on the do not rent list? And so you got to talk to them. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Ms. Clark. What can I do for you now?
I'd like to do a report. Who is this?
This is Sergeant Lee. I've explained to you. You're accusing me of covering up.
I didn't. Why would she put me on the? Why would you guys repeatedly scam to keep me from doing reports over and over? I told her distinctly that I didn't want to talk to you, and my abuser has used law enforcement to do prank calls to terrorize me. It's happened years that people pretending like they're CPS, people pretending like when it's time I lay down, they beat on the door, prank call me, and never have accountability. It doesn't make sense for repeatedly over and over. I'm instructing people to not let me speak to bullies and people that mistreat me, and they railroad and network me back to abuse. It's happened years. So I told her up front, I did not want to speak to you, and she enlisted me to talk to you, railroad me to speak to you in malice anyway. It's happened years. I don't want to talk to you. I have rights. I don't want to talk to abusers. I have rights. Do not call me back. I want to talk to someone else other than you, willing to rack up felonies for my abuser. I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, you can hang up at any time. So you got to talk to the man.
See, everything is sabotaged, so I have to go be in that cold tent. I just told you it was an emergency. My tent got flooded and it's cold outside. The cops told them to deny me assistance, and it's not the only location. So,
Victoria Police Department.
may I have your name?
I can give you my operator ID.
What is it?
It is 8636.
Did you dispatch for Officer Lee Sergeant Lee to contact me back in Malice?
In an hour, is that what you said?
In Malice.
Oh, we did leave a message for him and put a call in for him.
That the multiple different dispatch operators have done that and covered for crimes. I distinctly told you that I did not want to speak to a criminal that was covering for abuse. Why wouldn't armies full of people railroad me to talk to problems year after year? They do it in multiple different environments, including in person. I have rights to not be abused by government officials. Don't rob me of my rights.
If you would like to speak to another sergeant, I can request another sergeant.
I just wanted to do a report. I don't know why you would commit a crime and sabotage my ability to make the report. You guys have done it for years. Why do you not worry about racking up charges? Why are you pretending and sugarcoating felonies?
To call you.
I don't know. Why do I need a sergeant just to do a report? Why do you guys bogart and bodyguard people that are committing crimes? Are you telling them to commit it? What's it to you if I report someone that slandered me in Target? Did you tell him to do it, therefore you won't take his report, my report of his crime?
Miss Clark.
I don't want to be intimidated because you guys refuse to abide by the law. It's went on long enough. You need to go to prison. You don't get to terrorize me, then repeatedly blame me for your crimes.
I can have another officer contact you if you would like, but you asked to speak to a supervisor. So
you're just putting words in my mouth. I just simply said I wanted to do a report, but since you enlisted him to commit that crime, you don't want to take the report. That saves your behind. I get it that you're going around terrorizing citizens to racking up charges for you so you don't get yours. You can't take a report if you told them to commit the crime.
Okay, let me let you talk to one of the officers. Hold on.
Yes.
How are you, ma'am? This is Officer Macias of the Victoria Police Department.
How do you spell your last name?
Macias, Mancias, badge number 7563.
I just want to do a report.
Okay, so I have spoke to the officer in charge today. We are no longer going to be returning any of your phone calls in reference to this. Unless you have a true emergency, nobody else is going to be contacting you today, okay?
Okay, I've been denied law enforcement for a long time. You just never see accountability. I don't have rights in this country. It's not safe for me to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.